Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I know I'm late. Um, had to make coffee, and I got in the shower late this morning. I don't know why. Anyway, good morning, everybody. I just looking out here. Jake, Misdemeanor, Expat Pete, how you doing? Nikki, of course. I think Nikki was in early, and I think actually I saw last night even. I think Thai Nomads was put something up last night. It's really weird. Overnight they go away. Anyway, E.T. and Soy's here. I saw something earlier about how to punish Dave for being tardy. Black Sheep. Anybody I miss, I'll catch up with. Andy, how you doing, Andy? What's happening, Gary? And I think that's it. I don't know. Did I miss anybody? If I did, I'll catch you. Let me go back down. Okay. Anyway. Let's see. What's the quick word? They didn't finish the Thai kitchen. Imagine that. Hey, Dip Media, how you doing? Close though, really close. He had a wedding this time, not a not a death in the family. So I guess that's good. But he did send a worker over and the worker's wife, and they actually cleaned up a little bit, finished up a bunch of little odds and ends. So I think the only thing he really needs to do is hang a cabinet and maybe a little bit of cleanup. It looks good. I will definitely. I'm hoping that he comes today and hangs that cabinet. If he hangs the cabinet, then I'll get the video. I think I'll do it either way. You can picture in your mind what this cabinet above the refrigerator is going to look like. But it turned out really nice. I'm really surprised. It looks good. And then for that breakdown video that I did prematurely a while ago, it's pretty much the same. I mean, it's unbelievable. What did we say? 2,500 US dollars or something like that. It's just, you'll see it. And that included the fans. I put 2 fans in, one in the sidewall, and I put one of the oscillating ones up top to kind of keep them cool. So they're actually coming back today, and they being my mother-in-law and the oldest had to go back for 1 day of school, Friday, in Bangkok. No, I don't know why. I can't get me started on that. I'll go off the deep end. Anyway, and the cousin that's going to go with us to Koh Chang, they'll leave in today, I think, 10, 11 o'clock. They'll be here like 7, 8 o'clock tonight. And then we're going to go. We were going to go to the school today. I think we're going to go either tomorrow or Wednesday. We'll definitely get it done before the end of the week. And of course, I'll do a short one on that. We don't need to go into a long one. Remember, only betting pool on the Thai kitchen. Yeah, no kidding, right, Jake? It looks really good though. The tile's a little out there for me, but Thai style. My wife has picked out pretty much all the tile in the whole house, and even, like I said, even the pink bathroom is kind of growing on me. But the Thai kitchen looks good. My mother-in-law is going to be extremely happy when she gets home today because she can start moving it now. The under counter, she could start putting all the stuff, get it out of the yard, putting the cooktop up. Of course, or actually it'll be tomorrow by the time she gets here. and hopefully they'll have everything done. She'll have that cabinet in there. We'll probably move a rack in there, and then she can put all the stuff there that she wants. The sink's in, everything's pretty much done. I'm going to say 98%. It's not going to take him long, I think, to hang that deal, but I do want him to start, and I'll show you in the video. Right outside the back, coming in from the front, there's a sliding glass door right on the front of the house. And if you can remember back in your mind, you walk through the Thai kitchen, another sliding glass door, and then there's about I'm going to say 2.5, 3 meters, probably 3 meters long by 2 meter wide, however wide that area is, a little over 2 meters. Area, that's where the washing machine will go, and I want them to put a roof on that whole area, because that's where they'll put the rack for the clothes. They can take them right out of the washing machine, put them right on the rack. They can dry without getting soaked in the rain. It rained like heck this morning. I thought my wife was going to get soaked, and the rain stopped, so hopefully she'll make it, and then hopefully it won't be raining, because we don't have the truck. I don't even have the option to take her, although somebody, like I said, the people at work are like her family. One of them called and said, do you want us to come by and pick you up? And she said no, she'd be fine, because the truck's over at the guy that actually rebuilt the engine for me a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years. I want him to go through it. Going to change the batteries. Needed to be changed for the last 6 months, so it's time to change it. The air conditioning is a little low on refrigerant, and oil change, all that kind of stuff. Make sure tires have air, all that crap. Mainly for the trip to Koh Chang. But it looks great, the kitchen. She's gonna like it. My wife likes it. So a couple of things. It's it's strange, because even my wife explaining to him exactly what we wanted and drawing on the wall, I want this tile here, this tile here, this tile here, and he still got it wrong. But it looks okay. It looks fine. Let's see. Am I missing anything? Hey, Chris, is Chris here? I see somebody put up his. There he is. Hey, Chris. Hey, Andy. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it. You bet. And had a couple people just say no. Also, give to the PayPal too. So we still have an abundance. Well, as far as I'm concerned, an abundance of money. It'll go really quick. But yeah, thank you, Andy. Let's see here. If I missed something, like I said, guys, but I see Black Sheep. I see a question here. This is the guy that's doing the pie. Yeah, it is. Black Sheep. Same way, I've come real close in the last month or so by, talking to my wife about maybe we just need to. I just like this guy, this guy and his family, and his wife wants him to work, and he definitely has a drinking problem, and I'd like to see him fight that a little bit. He doesn't have to go cold turkey or anything, but I've told him, and I'm going to sit him down again and just say, just don't drink during the week. But if you got to bust it loose on Friday night and Saturday night, recover on Sunday, and come to work on Monday, and try to get into that type of a deal. I'd like to see him, of course, kick it, but it's not easy, man. I give people that have kicked alcoholism, even cigarettes, which I consider the heroin of the want to quit deal. And luckily, it took me 3 months or 2 months in ICU and a month in the hospital to stop it after how many years? 50 years. But I give people that can kick alcoholism a big ups. It's not an easy battle, that's for damn sure. But I want to try to stick with him as much as I can until I get to the end of my rope. Am I close to that end? Kinda, yeah. But I want to try to give him as much of a chance as I can, because I really do. I like him. Let's see. Did I miss anything? Hey, Mitch is here. Hey, Mitch. I think he's on the road. We won't disclose anything more than that. But he's on the road. He's traveling. I think he's traveling for another week, I think maybe longer. I don't know. God bless you, Mitch. Um, but yeah, so hopefully, and then to answer Black Sheep's deal, I've got to sit him down, and I want to get my wife there and translate that. Like I had said before, this is once we dig that hole, we need to get that bottom slab in, get the block walls built and smooth coated, and then after that, the rains can come. We'll have it covered anyway, but the rains can come, and I'll run a pump in there. We'll pump it out, and we'll still be able to complete and work on the pool and the pond. So I just need to let him know. You can't just dig the hole and I got a giant mud pit back there and not come for a week. That would be a big problem for me. What is it? What did he say? Whatever time frame you? Yeah, I know. Multiply by 4. I'm thinking now if I can get it done by in 6 months, I'd be happy. And maybe the end of the year, because that building that we want to build out there is not going to be any easy chore. But I'm going to build it the same way we built the Thai kitchen. I'm going to build it out of the block and steel, and it should be fine. I'm going to have to reinforce. It's going to be probably a steel frame because the roof structure is going to be holding people, and I don't want it coming down. So, and then the block will be in between, of course, kind of like what we did on the Thai kitchen. And I'm kind of looking forward to that. But I like you say, what are we in now, man? We're already in April. So even if and I'm going to be gone almost, this 2 weeks, I won't be back till I'll be back. Then Snow Crown is here. So that no one's going to be working, even though wet, dry, or indifferent. The workers are not going to work. It's an excuse to sit and drink at home or whatever. So, maybe April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. Yeah, if I could get it done by the end of the year, all of it, I'd be happy. I'd like to have the pool done as soon as possible because I would actually use that. And then the pond and stuff can take time. I have to complete the pond because the temporary pond is where the pool or the building is going to go. So I need to do that first. Yeah, you got to do a live stream, Nikki. Do a live stream. T did one from Thai Nomads, and I put it on the community channel here, and Mitch is here. So I put it on the community channel, and he got like 10 or 12 people, but if they watch for an hour, it adds up pretty quick. Hey, brother, how are you?
Hey, how you doing? I can kind of hear you. I don't want to interrupt too much. I just wanted to say hi to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're checking out of the Hilton. We already checked out, but waiting on James and Pa, and yeah, looks like a nice day. Long drive.
Cool.
Right on. How's everybody doing?
I think everybody's doing pretty good. Hey, Mike's just came in from Live My Ass Off.
I can't read here, but I
yeah,
saw everybody.
Like,
so it was a lot easier just to get on and just say hi. And
yeah, there's like 20 people watching the normals. Jake and Nikki Dunn's here, E.T., Black Sheep.
Sign somewhere around here. Oh, there.
Important question. How does Dave?
Live stream stuff. I got now. I brought my gimbal and I haven't even used it.
Well, Nikki was just asking about. She's saying that she's got the subs, but she doesn't have the hours. And I said she's got to do live stream. T did one the other day, and everybody kind of advertised for me. Had 10, 12 people for over an hour, so it adds up pretty quick.
It does. It does. A good one to sit at the park, pointed at the dog, and just talk.
Exactly.
I mean, chat. You don't even have to talk.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to talk, you can talk. And you're like me when I started too. I didn't like the camera and all that kind of stuff, but slowly but surely, it became okay.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate seeing myself on camera.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter how much weight I lose, I'm still an ugly SOB. But and hearing my voice, Weird.
Um,
Anyway,
so he's asking me
trying
how
to
I
find
judge
a quiet
speed.
place.
Either both ways. Mostly miles per hour. I know more in my head than kilometers. I don't.
Yeah, yeah.
But he was asking me what's more important. Let's see. I'm missing it. Let's see if anybody have questions asking Mitch. I didn't ask either. How's the sound good? This thing
Sounds
working?
great to me, and I'm deaf. I do have my hearing aids in today, my transmitter ones. Oh, here's oh wait, that's not my travel buddy. Sorry, that's somebody else. Okay.
uh,
Hey, James went high speed on the rental car this trip, dude. Let me tell you, it's a comfortable ride. Can you see
you got to
that?
ask him who was it that was asking yesterday or the other day. Who was it that was asking about how much rental cars were? Somebody was asking last live stream about how much a month a rental car is.
Was going to get the Lambo, but I wouldn't fit in the back.
I say,
Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh,
yeah,
well.
me too. All the time. It's being old. It's being old happens.
Yeah.
But I
Good.
believe that was Jam. When was Jam? What was Jam? What did I
Vibrant
miss?
City, I'll tell you what.
Oh, it was Jam that was asking about rentals. Yeah, if you remember, Mitch, how much he spent a month for a rental car. I know he had a little small car one time, and then he had the Fortuna or something bigger SUV when we were doing the
Yeah,
motorcycle deal. Ask him. Jam was
I've had
wondering.
people renting like little bios, I think you call it, for 10,000 a month, 12,000 a month.
Yeah, that's what I think we told him.
About 20,000 or 18,000. I haven't done it myself, but I just overheard.
Home. Well,
Yeah,
if you
but
remembered, and I think that's probably pretty close. I think Jam, if you're in the 10 to 15, I don't think he's here yet anyway.
nice to be able to.
Yeah, Andy does too, but I think Andy's when he was in here last time, he spent a lot of money. I think he said like I don't know, Andy. If you're still here, there it is, 600 Aussie, which would be 20,000. Well, I guess that's not an awful lot, but
Yeah,
I think that. Go ahead.
go ahead. Yeah. I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know who's here is Mike's. Mike's, are you still watching, or are you in touch with him, Chris? If you want to, you can give him the link too. But Mike's, I think he said 10,000, and that included insurance. He didn't get a top of the line Mercedes or anything, but he had a nice car,
Yeah.
and they had it for a month. I think they went up and down. Where'd they go? They went all over him and
Yeah.
Gracie.
A lot of it depends on the menu, on the venue. That's what I was just thinking about earlier. When I first got to Patia, it was like thousands of cars parked, and they were begging you to take them.
Right.
It just break even. So it's changing slowly, which is a good thing for the economy.
That could be.
Considering
Well,
buying a car and all that, it's nice to just rent one. And
yeah, we looked at that one. I just did that video on that Kick. It's a nice Nissan. It's I liked it. It drove extremely well. You'd think that maybe it would. It's a hybrid. I've never had one before, but it ran perfect. I was completely happy with the way it ran. And they had the thing. I think I put at the end of the video. It was basically $1,000,000 baht, 999. Then they gave you 150. But I believe that was part of that discount was the government discount, and if you wanted to buy it on time, it was plus the 150. You had to give about 30,000 baht down, and it was about 11,800 a month for that one. So let's see. Mita said I rented a car in Railway Phuket for 1,000 baht per day. That was a Corolla. Was all we needed. So what is 1,000?
last night I was going to do a short video of this. Here.
What is that?
Statue. The light
okay.
mountain and everything. It was really cool looking, but I totally forgot last night. So anyway, there it is.
Yeah, it's a crossover, Bobby. It's a crossover. It's a little small SUV. And the reason that we're kind of going that way is because I tried to get in and out of the frickin' those little cars and I couldn't do it. So my wife said maybe we better step up to a midsize or a crossover deal, and the crossover is what we're looking at. Did go and look at the one that I told you about, the 7-passenger MG gas that was 789,000, 800,000. Not a bad car, no frills. I just didn't drive it. I would rather have the click, especially or the kick for the price. I think gasoline's what's going to happen with gasoline.
Yeah, nice looking little car, I'll tell you.
Yeah, it was. Well, they got a red one with tinted windows in Bangkok, so we might, if we decide to go that way, we'll probably. They said they would deliver it for free. They have a 5-year warranty, 10 years, unlimited kilometers on the battery. So, I don't know. Hey, Brock, it's possible.
Morning.
Hey, Brock. Yeah,
You're looking lovely, Mitch.
unlimited clicks on the battery.
Unlimited clicks for 10 years. So,
Yeah, wow.
yeah, because I'm worried about the batteries. I don't know, they're expensive. Hey, traveler, how you doing? Hello to you. Oh,
Yeah.
Pancake is sneezing.
Yeah, that wasn't pancake.
I kind of figured.
Here.
Misdemeanor says Andy. 16 days for 16, only 16 days. See, I thought that was expensive. It's pretty good. Was the rental charge per day plus mileage or just daily?
Yeah.
All right, Nikki. Nikki's going to bed. It's only 2 o'clock in the morning. What a lightweight.
I can't read the chat.
Have a good night. Have a good night, Nikki.
Have a good night. My son's girlfriend or fiance had a Leaf. I don't know who makes it back in the States. A Toyota, Nissan. I don't know. Anyway, her brother had it when he went to uni, and then she picked it up after that from him, and then the battery went, and it was $12,000.
Yeah, no shit. That's
so
what I
said. Screw that shit. We're getting a gas car.
We did look at the MG makes a totally electric car that'll go 450 kilometers on a charge, and it's under. It was 899,000. It was in the same price range. We haven't looked at it. We'll probably still look at it, but all electric. I don't know if Thailand's ready for that yet with charging stations and like at the Hilton. Do you see any electric charging stations when you pulled in? Of course, you probably weren't looking for them, but
yeah, I'm not. I wasn't looking for them, but I'm going to find out.
yeah, some of the bigger hotels might have it eventually. According to my wife, Thailand's going full bore this year on charging stations on electric. So we'll see. It is a possibility. The price is right. It scares the shit out of me. But that's pretty much driving from here to Koh Chang in one charge. 420 kilometers. So I don't know. I'm going to drive it and see. Now, what's his name? Ross in Rayong, who has a hotel and whatever down in Rayong. He bought one of the China ones for 1.2. It looks like it's damn near a full size, but it looked freaking state of the art, man. It was awesome looking, and I believe it was a hybrid. And he said it had almost 300 and something horsepower. He said it was extremely fast. He put out a video in case anybody's interested in watching it. But China, I guess, is making these hybrids and electrics too, of course. But this is, I forget the name.
The electric motors have got a huge amount of torque, and you've got them on all wheels, so you've got a lot of power available.
Right.
All the time.
I'm curious. I want to definitely drive one because I think it's the way of the future. Eventually, it's going to be all electric. I think anyway. I think they're going to get rid of gas or internal combustion engines, which hopefully it'll be after I'm dead because I couldn't imagine them outlawing something like that. Hey Tommy,
Yeah,
how you doing? I wonder how electric cars do in flooded
or
areas. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question because I know the Tesla, all the batteries are in the bottom of the chassis. So
yeah,
if you go in up to the door in water, you're unless they're sealed, I don't know.
no, they cook.
They cook, yeah, and they're what? They're more than the freaking car. The batteries, I
Yeah,
know
and
that.
cost you $1 million to buy the car and $2 million to replace the batteries.
Let's see, ET saying, Dave, if you don't do the mileage, it's not worth it. Just like a diesel car, until the facilities are available. I agree. I'm curious, ET. I wanna see what kind of power it has and how it drives and stuff. There's a couple because the MG I guess is made in the UK. There was a lot of English version YouTube, stuff on it. So I got to actually watch it. And they said the steering was a little strange, and no frills, that kind of thing. But at that price range, that's you could imagine. Let's see. I don't think I missed anything. If I missed anything, guys, put it back up.
And,
Bill's here.
and until they have charging stations for purely electric cars uh, every 100 kilometres or so, you're going to need to tow a 6 kVA generator
Now,
behind your
I'm
car.
kind of curious, like when they figured this 450, because they're calling it a long distance electric vehicle, and that's the MG. Um, I'm wondering, what is that at 55 miles an hour? Or is that at 100 miles an hour? I mean, it's got to use, So I'm kind of curious on how they get their 400 and
Once
yeah,
they
you can go 450 kilometers, but you got to go at 22 miles an hour. It's
electric
going to take you
motors are
8 years.
different.
What's that?
Electric motors are different to petrol engines. Once they are running at speed, they use very little power unless you put a load on them going up a hill.
So if you're
Very,
on
very
if you're on flat terrain, it really isn't going to be that much
no,
difference doing 50 or 65 or
no,
70 or whatever. Okay, well,
no.
that's good to know. Yeah, I'll
Currently,
do a
there
video on what's that.
currently no charging stations at the Hilton.
There are none.
Currently none. Zero.
None. Okay. Uh, let's see. Andy
I'm
says they
surprised.
rented
I'm
two.
really surprised.
Yeah, I thought the bigger hotels would put them in. Maybe they have
Yeah.
plans to. I rented 2 cars, Pattaya, Koh Chang, and back, and Hua Hin, Phuket. Cost me around 1,200. Yeah, it sounds expensive, but I don't know. We'll find out. So, how long will the extension cord have to be? Yeah, no shit, right?
Yeah.
Traveler says. I'm curious. I will drive one, and I will do a little shorter video than the one I just put out. That was too long. I left the talking session of the gentleman trying to explain it to my wife in case there were some Thai people there that would understand what he was saying. And I guess I got a little bit of crap from people. Not crap, a little bit of stuff because I said give me the short version because I didn't want to sit there for an hour. But the air conditioner worked great. The car
Anybody
was
getting
nice.
dizzy
Man.
from me turning around, walking in circles?
No, I'm okay. Let's see. So only what is Gator? The
Talking
only
about
Tesla
electric
car.
cars. Had lunch the other day with James, Kevin, Tom, Mark, and Greg. Greg, I think Greg or Gary. Anyway, someone in the chat can help me out. We were talking about electric cars, and I was making jokes about, yeah, but they got to get the power somewhere, right? You got to charge it. I mean, you got to create the energy somehow. Where I come from, Washington State, is hydroelectric power, and they're always running, and they're always shipping the power down the grid to California and stuff like that, to Idaho. Anyway, at any rate, you got to either burn coal, do hydro, or do something to make that juice. So it's like,
Correct.
it's all a mental state, whether you're going to make your carbon footprint out of a fuel, petrol running automobile or an electric one, it still creates a carbon footprint. But the thing is, just a lot of grain of thought.
Well, I would think
The
it would be the
time,
dependency on oil too. Who
the
wants to be
time,
dependent on?
the time was the big one that Gary said. He said, I don't have to go to the gas station. I don't have to think about going to the gas station. I don't have to turn around and go back home, got my water, nothing like that. He just charges it at home
Right.
and drives.
Well, I haven't
Just
checked
think
into it, but when I was with Chuck, Chuck said the Chinese have a battery that they're going to come out with or whatever that will 100% charge in 15 minutes. Now, if that's the case, I mean, you go and eat lunch on a trip and you're charged back up and get in and go. But somebody was saying something about, let's see, Dave, my friend has a VTT says, up until now it's not easy to get the license to run an electric charging station. And that's probably true, ET.
Okay.
But what my
Yeah,
wife
yeah.
said was that they're going to make it easy. They want to
They
put
have
them
to.
in. And I guess what they're doing too, and I can't be 100% on this, but these big discounts, I mean, 150,000 baht is a pretty good freaking discount. I guess they're starting to give that because they're starting, I guess, to ease the import tax on some of these vehicles so that people can afford them. Because I'm imagining, I don't know how many electric vehicles Thailand's going to produce, and I could be wrong about that, but 150,000. I mean, I thought that was pretty good. And boy, you tell a Thai person like my wife that she's going to get a discount like that, that's the car she wants. I mean, that's free money as far as she's concerned. So it's definitely she wants that car, and she wants it in red. So who am I? I mean, as long as it's in the price range, what am I going to do? Let's see, Gary says the Tesla Model 3, 600 kilometer. No need to have an extension cord. It's the future and the present. I agree, Gary. It's coming. But you know what it is? Countries like where I live in Thailand, they do absolutely no good to me if I've got to chase electric, charging stations. Now my wife said there's a Google app or some kind of an app that you can in Thailand or Google that you can put in electric deal and it'll give you on your road on your
Station. Yeah.
yeah, it'll give you the charging stations on the way. So and this one said
No good having a vehicle that can get you 400 kilometres in a couple of hours, but you've got to stop at some out of the way place for 8 hours to recharge it. It's just
I agree.
time economics is not fair yet.
EV cars of the future, like it or not, yeah, I agree. I mean, it is, but I want to drive the one. I'm just a little I never had a hybrid, and I've never had an electric, car, obviously. And do I want to be the first ones? No, I don't like being the first one in anything, especially when it's a new model or a new car or something new on the market. I like to see it go for a year or two and see what. I don't like buying. Put it this way: I don't like buying the first year of anything.
A hybrid's the way to go at the moment.
I think so too. That's why I'm leaning towards this Kicks. It gets like 40 miles to the gallon, close to 40 miles to the gallon. And like I said, my wife says she wants a car that I fit in. She doesn't care about the 7 passengers. She said we'll take the truck for the 2 times we're going to go any place with the whole family. And she wants me to be able to go down and visit John Tiem and Mitch and Patea and everything and not take my Forza. So she has ulterior motives. She wants me in a car. And like I said, I was born to be on 2 wheels, but if it's raining like hell and it's forecast for a week and I want to go down to Patea, would it be nice to have a car? Sure. And I got out of the Almera. We went and did that one at Robinson and did the test drive. They had the Almera there, which I really liked, the car, gas or whatever. And I said, do you have one here? And he said, no, but I'll bring one over to your house tomorrow. And I said, okay, of course, through translation. I didn't understand a damn thing he was saying. But he came over the next day at 5 o'clock. My wife came. We went down the street, turned onto the main drag. I asked him one question. As soon as I asked him the question, he answered me. I pulled over to the U-turn and turned around, And he's asking my wife, why you turn around? Why you turn around? Because I don't want a car that doesn't have cruise control. I just will. Your top of the line model of car doesn't have cruise control. I find that unacceptable, and I don't want it. So he turned around and went back. I said, I'm sorry that you came over and brought it to me. I really feel bad about that. But both the kicks, the top of the line and the one we're probably going to get, which is the middle, they both have cruise control, although the top of the line has the follow one where if the car in front of you slows down, the cruise control will back off, which I don't care. And the mirror, it doesn't have the mirror with the cameras. It just has the backup in the front. A couple minor things that I don't care about. And it drops at 200,000 baht, so not worth it to me.
Oops, better close some doors. It's raining.
Tum Yum Guy, hybrid makes sense. Too soon. Yeah, I agree. 12K battery cost entry level means you'll have to trade in the car essentially. Yeah, like I said, this one on the hybrid, there's a 10-year warranty. All right, 10-year unlimited kilometers. That made me kind of feel better, but and that's probably the one we're going to go with. I'll take the leap of faith on the hybrid, and then maybe 2 or 3 years from now we trade it in and get an all electric. But that's the way I'm leading right now. Dave, you can charge Tesla Model 3 from low as 80%. Yeah, and on the MG, they had a similar type claim. It wasn't quite that drastic, Gary, but it was pretty close. A half hour, you could get 60% or something like that. So they are getting better at it. That's for sure.
Yeah, the problem with rapid charging is heat generation. So you've got to be able to dissipate the heat.
Right.
And heat will kill a battery.
Who said the cars will not last? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
I'm going to go back in and get in the AC and get another cup of coffee, but I'm still going to be in the chat, just not in the live stream.
Brother. All right. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it.
All right, brother.
Say good morning.
All right, brother.
Say good morning to everybody for us.
Yeah, tell everybody we said hello, James.
Will do.
Let's see. It takes a big carbon footprint just to make the batteries. Yeah, I agree. You're probably right. I don't know. Shouldn't say I agree. I don't know, but if that's the case, I'm sure it is. I mean, there's always going to be. I would think the biggest thing for me is that I'm not dependent on some Middle Eastern country, wanting to charge me whatever they want to for a barrel of oil. If it's something that we can produce in the United States, which we can produce oil, but we won't get into that. That's political. I don't want to go there. But, I would think that would be the biggest reason for the electric, and getting rid of the stuff polluting the air, I guess. Let's see what misdemeanor. Friend of mine going back a few years had both gas and electric, was a pretty nice car. Forgot one. Yeah, the Prius was the one that I was basically grown up with. I mean, it's been around for a long time. And I never heard anything awfully bad said about it. And like I said, that I want to say they made the Prius. I think they still do. I don't know. 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. It's been around a long time. And Nissan's a good name. Anything that comes out of Japan, I got to figure is well made. I mean, I hate to say it, but they know how to make shit. Look at their Hondas, and I wouldn't own anything but a Honda scooter. And I did, but I changed my mind quickly. Question. Let's see what ET says. If it takes 15 to 20 minutes for a quick charge, you need high current charger, and how much electricity bill? I would imagine that the only time you would need anything that's high speed would be when you're on the road. So at home, I would imagine a slower charge would not be a problem. And the problem, my wife seemed to think it was like going to be 100 baht an hour for the depending on the amp that it was putting out. That was the kind of the roundabout number that she gave me. $3 an hour for a charge. Let's see. And Gary's saying 20 minutes to charge a Tesla. Not really 20 minutes? Wow, I didn't know that. Of course, I guess you said 80%. 20 minutes. So maybe that's the, hey JJ, how you doing? I missed your live this morning. My semi gets 7.5. Yeah, my pickup 50. The first diesel truck I bought was the very first year of the new body style. I don't remember what year it was. The new body style Dodge with the 6-cylinder diesel in it. Awesome motor. I got great. I had a 30-foot Prowler fifth wheel with a slide, and right at the max of the pulling power of that dually, and it did a great job. Excellent gas mileage too. My brother-in-law had a Ford with I think it was the, what was it, 460? I can't remember. And I think he got 5 or 6 miles to the gallon, and I was getting like 13, 14. And I got that consistently, so it was pretty good. We do get semi good gas mile in our diesel truck here, the Isuzu or whatever we have. They said the same thing about cars 100 years ago when horse transportation was on its way out. Yeah, like I said, would I rather wait on a fully electric car? Yeah, it's just me. I don't want to be the first couple of years of something, although they've probably been out longer than that. I want them to have more under their belt than before I change my mind. And like I said, the hybrid seems like a good option, and the price is right, and the rebate that they're giving for government employees is definitely right.
Yeah, the electric power has been around for 100 years. It's the storage of batteries, so the battery storage and recharging, that's the problem.
And to me too is the cost of them too.
Yeah.
The cost of the batteries. And eventually, I'm sure they're going to figure something out.
The cost and the weight and the recharge.
Yeah, there's motorbikes and bicycles. And the motorbikes, some of them I've seen are quite impressive, actually. But you can check them out on YouTube. But they're a whole different animal, the actual motorbike or motorcycle electric than the bicycle. I love the idea of hydrogen cars. I think they talked about that stuff a long time ago for motorhomes. They were quiet. They produced water, which you could use in your motorhome. But I never seen them go that direction, and I don't know why. I never looked. I'm sure there's reasons. Maybe they blow up. I don't know. I know nothing about them. Yeah. But I remember them talking about it 20 years ago, 15 years ago. They were talking about it.
Hydrogen is dangerous.
Yeah.
Perth had a fleet of hydrogen cell buses that they trialled. They just drove around producing steam.
Yeah, because that's what they were saying, that it would be great for a generator for a motorhome. Not necessarily the drive engine, but just for the generator. Because I guess they make no noise. So you could run it in the campground. There wouldn't be, you can only run your generator till 6 o'clock at night. That kind of crap, which they have in the United States. I don't know if they have that anywhere else. Quiet time, they call it. You can't start up anything until 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning also. But, that's what I remember. And like I said, it was from a while ago. I'm going to say over 15 years ago, I remember, 20 years ago, people talking about it. And then I haven't heard much in the last 10 years, so they must have said we're not going to do it. Like you said, maybe it's too dangerous.
Have a hydrogen fuel cell in your car so that it runs the charger.
Yeah, there you go. And I'm sure that eventually they'll probably throw caution to the wind and start misdemeanor with making cars like that. Can you imagine if they had something like that? I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure they keep a lot of stuff off the market if it's too good. Methane just captured car fire. Let's see if I'm behind. Tommy J, how are you going to cut carbon footprints? Let's see, I'll put that up because I don't know. How are you going to cut carbon footprints? I cannot get it yet. Are they shifting the factory? Yeah. I don't know enough about all. It sounds like Gary's really into this. Do you have one, Gary? The first Prius around, 98, still being produced today. That's what I'm saying. That's the one I remember forever. And like I said, I have to say I was kind of impressed with this Kicks. It's a nice car, And, she'd only you don't have to charge that. The motor continuously charges the batteries. And like I said, I like the 10-year unlimited mileage deal on the batteries and the 5-year on the car. It had a bunch of good features. It was interesting, although if you weren't Thai, you really didn't get all the features it had from my video. If you were Thai, you might have, but I know I didn't get them all. Let's see.
Yeah, the car's more capable than you are, Dave.
Yeah, exactly. That's the same way like my iPhone 8 is. I've had it for 5-6 years, and I still don't know how to use everything that the thing
Yeah,
offers.
you've got to the point where you can turn it on?
Yeah, I can turn it on. That's about it. Purchase the Ram 350, getting 70. Yeah, exactly. They're awesome. I bought the first one. I wanted the extended body. I had ordered it or got it so soon that I got the dually, but just the single cab because they didn't have them when they first came out. People were buying them. You couldn't get one. I was lucky to get the single cab, and I got the single cab, but it was great, and that doesn't surprise me at all. The 17. I think I was like 14 or 15. I can't remember, but double of what my brother was at 7. So I must have been at 15 or so, which was great back then. It killed him because he was using twice the fuel that I was. Run on natural gas. Yeah, I don't know much. Yeah, you got a bomb underneath. You got to have a tank for them, right? And they're on motorhomes too, just for their your cooking needs, not necessarily to run the vehicles. But they have quite a few because I think it's kind of easy. Most of the vehicles, or a lot of the vehicles here in Thailand are diesel, and it's my understanding, and I could be wrong. Somebody will correct me. That the diesels are easy to change over to natural gas.
Petrol.
So, is it petrol's easier?
Yeah,
Diesel's
petrol's easier because you turn the petrol off, and the it just burns the natural gas or LPG. LPG is very popular in Australia.
Right. Liquid propane.
But with a diesel, you inject a small amount of diesel to cause the ignition of the gas.
Okay.
Because the car's got a spark plug, so it fires the gas.
Diesel a lot of people don't. I know I didn't for a long time when I was young, but they have glow plugs to get them started. Once they're started, they run on their own. Not like a car with a spark plug, like Brock's saying.
Yeah, the glow plug heats the cylinder.
Right.
So you need the heat and the pressure to ignite the diesel.
Bill, you need to get on a plane and head to Thailand. It's a little bit warmer than 20 degrees Fahrenheit.
I'm speaking 20C, not 20F.
Yeah.
That's about twice the temperature.
Yeah. Let's see what I'm caught back up, sort of. If I miss something, guys, like I said, put it back up. That's an idea. Strap a couple of cows on the back and use the methane. Who said that? Hydrogen suffers still from that photo in all of our minds of the Hindenburg. Yeah, it's a dangerous thing, but I don't know. We do all that. How many nuclear power plants do we have here in the United States? Enough to probably burn the whole world down. My emergency generator burns both LP and regular gas. Yeah, I put in. I wanted to get one here. My friend, I have to talk to him. I haven't talked to him in a long time. He's the biggest Generac, which is a generator manufacturer in California for whole house backup generators, the automatic switchover and all that. I put one of them in Buffalo, New York, for a big one in a big house, and it ran off of propane because they had big tanks, of propane. But I'd like to get one here because, like last night, it doesn't happen very often, but I have the koi ponds. I think the longest it's ever been off for me is 6-8 hours. Last night it was off for maybe a half hour twice yesterday because we've been having the rain and the lightning and that kind of good stuff. So I'd still like to get one. It doesn't have to do the whole house. Something around 10 kW or 15 or something would probably be more than enough. Probably 15 would probably be enough to damn near run the whole house if all the air conditioners weren't on. But we never run them. My mother-in-law and father-in-law, they refused to turn on the 2-ton unit in the kitchen living room because of expensive. It's expensive. They don't like to spend money. Hey, Stuck, how you doing?
Morning, Mr. Florida.
Natural gas is easy in petrol cars. Thailand's had a lot of trailers using. Only problem is lack of power going up hills. Yeah, I know that they did a lot of that. Even in New York and stuff, they were doing liquid propane, which kind of made me a little leery because I know I was having problems. We have problems with refrigerant in HVAC when the temperatures are cold. It doesn't want to work. No, I won't go into particulars. But the same thing with propane. Excuse me. If you've ever been camping before and you in cold weather, it doesn't want to give you enough pressure to come out. A lot of people put them in hot water or something like that to bring them up. And I was wondering how that maybe they got some kind of heating device or something in the trucks and stuff that I've seen, or maybe they just keep them in their garage during the winter. I don't know.
It's not hard to put a small heating circuit inside a tank when you manufacture it, just to warm the gas up.
That's got to be dangerous right there too.
No, it's not so dangerous. It's not like not an open fire or open spark. It's just a heating coil.
Right.
So it's just a little. It only has to be a little bit of warmth because what you're doing is you want to heat the liquid gas to cause it to turn into gas.
Right, exactly. Go from liquid
and then when you've got the liquid converting to gas, that's when you get the gas pressure and you move. Right. No gas pressure, you're not going anywhere.
It was, I really like it, Gary. More than likely, we're probably going to end up with it, I'm guessing. But let's see. My Thai friends have LP gasoline truck. The LP tank takes up half the bed. I did notice that in Kamala, in Phuket. There was quite a few people there that had it, and same thing. It took up half of their vehicle.
In my car that I had on LPG for quite a few years, you take the liquid fuel, bring it up into the engine bay where you have a liquid to gas converter and you have the water from the engine circulating through it. So your engine heat goes and vaporizes the gas. Then you've got a pressure regulator that gives you the pressure you need to run the carburetor.
That's cool.
Let's see. It's quite warm, actually.
Sorry. Question. So what car does your wife want versus what car? I'm going to let her, believe it or not, I'm going to let her get what she really wants. I mean, as long as the dollar value is, the only thing that I was trying to be logical about is I would like to have one that we could fit me, her, the kids, and the in-laws in, a 7-passenger. And the one I looked at, I wasn't really impressed with. It wasn't bad, and the price was very reasonable. It was gas. I kind of, in my mind, she wanted to go with the Note, originally the Nissan. I couldn't get in. I mean, even with the seat all the way down, I had to, put a crick in my neck to get into the driver's seat. She didn't like that. So she really likes this Nissan Kicks. And I do too. So it's going to depend on... I want to look at the electric one, although I don't think I'm going to go that way. But I'd like to see it and drive it just for future reference. But we're probably going to get that Kicks. It seems like a nice vehicle. We're going to look at the other. I'm not in any rush, but like today, the truck's getting worked on. If it's raining like hell, and my wife still wants to be stubborn about it, she's going to drive her scooter to work and get soaked. Well, she'll have a rain suit on, but still, and it's dangerous too. So I'd like to get something semi-lease soon. What is it? You can lift up. Let's see. can lift up a fill-up tank of 80 kg. It's crazy. Can you see cars going crazy on the shocks? Yeah, they are heavy. And the stuff was expensive. I don't know what it's like. Well, no, I do. To get our big cooking deal, it's 500 baht, $15 for the big, not the ones that come up almost to your waist that we use for our kitchen, is $15. So I'm guessing that doesn't sound real cheap. I don't know what it must be. Fairly cheap, because if Thai people are converting their petrols to liquid propane, they must be getting it for a cheaper price, because they'll pretty much do anything to save a baht, which I don't blame them. Yeah, it does include the insurance, Daniel. He's stuck in Florida. I got him caught up. Okay, cool. Let's see what's rolling over. Let's see if I'll go back a little bit. Okay, stuck. Have a good one. I probably missed it. Mitch is rolling. I seen. Cool. And I will ask my wife, but I'm almost positive I asked her if that, and I don't know about the first class. I think I said the best, but I will let you know if it isn't. I'll let you know. Everybody's saying hi.
Yeah, we've got 23 watching and only 14 likes, so 9 people out there haven't hit the thumbs up yet.
Yeah, I guess it makes a difference. I'm still not hip on this algorithm thing. I know that like I said, I'm happy with what I got. So, I mean, granted, I want to meet more people, but it's not a total necessity. But I guess if it makes the algorithm go, then yeah, but please hit the like button. And it must, because James asks all the time.
Yeah,
My wife must
YouTube
do. Good.
keeps seeing regular amounts of people clicking on it, and so
Yeah, I guess it's a big deal. Mitch had told me that from the beginning. He said anything, even going on and just saying in a comment, just saying "oh hi" or anything, any kind of interaction. And he's got me doing, when I go on somebody's comment deal, I'll click the little thumbs up button on all the comments, and then I'll make my comment. But I guess it makes a difference. Hey James Morris, how are you?
even the
Hell,
thumb
the
down counts.
Alaskan deals, well, the diesel heater core plug into the block, etc. Yeah, they do have plugs, right? I know my diesel had a regular 110 plug because I was in the U.S. Deals well with the diesel. They have a lot too on the big diesel pushers. They call it aqua hot system.
Yeah,
And what
yeah.
it does, it runs everything. It runs heats your hot water while you're driving, so you can take a shower. It does a lot of stuff. Your heating for your vehicle, it does a lot. I like those aqua hots, but they're to get a good diesel pusher, even used, to spend 75 to 100 grand. Well, no, 50 to 75 in the U.S. I don't know what it's like now. That's when I was looking, maybe 3-4 years ago. That's something that's maybe 7-8 years old, 9 years old. Because you can find these ones, people buy them and they put nothing on them. 10,000 kilometers or something, and in 5-6 years. So they're like brand new, and they park them inside with a cover. I mean, you can get. I guess what I'm saying, you can get nice ones, and they're fairly reasonable. Let's see the thing. What? The thing stopping new fuel options being instituted is the used revenue that government gets from. Yeah, doesn't surprise me. Put it that way. But
Yeah, 40% of Australian fuel cost is excise goes to the government.
the only thing I know about the fuels, when getting gas back in the day when it was rising, they said, and cigarettes, they said, oh, it's going to the schools and it's going to the highways to fix the highways and all that kind of crap. I never followed it that much. I'm not big on government stuff, so. got him. Yeah. Wait, important. Where's Bodo? Dave, to look into a DeLorean with flux capacitor. No, I haven't. Not yet. Not yet, Bodo.
Yep. Sorry, Bodo, I'm no longer in the production of flux capacitors, so they're prohibitively expensive to buy these days.
I'm probably, like I said, I'm probably leaning towards that kicks. I'd like to have a little bit of that, and it wouldn't be bad. I don't know what. I didn't even really check. I haven't put any gas in. My wife put the gas in the scooter last time she went out. They took it, her and the oldest. And but I know, like I said, the diesel is mandated till May at 30 baht a liter. Can't go any higher than that. I don't remember driving down the road. I don't remember seeing the petrol, maybe 31 or something. I don't know. I'll look. If anybody knows that's here in Thailand, let me know. Or maybe 32. I don't know. So it isn't horrible yet, but it would be nice to have something that gets 40 miles to the gallon or whatever it is to the liter. Now, according to that one, what was it, Ross and Rayong, that China one got 50 miles to the, or 50 whatever to the liter, whatever. It got a lot. It got more than the kicks, and it supposedly had way more horsepower. And it, like I said, it was a nice looking car. The only problem with that one is, and I would have went and checked it out. It's a little bit more than I wanted to spend, but my wife doesn't want a big vehicle. She wants something that she can, judge and smaller. And like I said, her moving to the new job, it's actually the same company. They just merged. She has the ability now to have a parking spot, which makes it nice. I asked my wife again, and what was it, day before yesterday? She brought in the bill, and it said, we're having problems with your meter. Zero. It said zero, and they'll let us know. So I don't know whether I'm going to get hit with a freaking 100,000 baht bill or what's going to happen, but they did put a bill in our little mail deal and said that they're having problems. There's a problem with something. Hey, Tip, how you doing? Glad to see you stop by and say hello. Let's see, what was this one? What is it? Traveler saying, Dave, those taxes were never. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You're probably right, Traveler. The money was put into a general fund and used for entitlement. Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't know, but it sounds logical. Sounds like something the government would do, or the taxes, whoever's in control of them. And somebody was asking me, you're in Lancaster, right, Traveler? You're in the high desert, right? I think I asked it before, but you probably answered me, and I didn't look at it. Tip saying hi to everybody. Everybody's saying hi to Tip.
Morning, Tip. Yeah,
but
Bodo. Haha. I have taken a trip on the Indian Pacific many, many years ago. It's expensive these days. Very expensive to take the train across. It's 3 days on the train.
Wow. I'd like to go on not that long, but I'd like to go on that one from Bangkok to Chiang Mai, just for the hell of it. I've never been on a long train ride. Yes, okay, I thought so. Let's see, diesel engines last, typically. The fuel cost is crazy due to with the trucking industry, and we had talked about that before. When I was a kid, diesel was 19. Yeah, and what really confused me is, and I think Brock or somebody was saying, diesel needs like almost no refining, but yet they want to charge you. They want to charge you more for diesel, and they've done that just like you said because of the trucking industry. They want to rape rape the truckers and us in the long run because it comes down to their delivering our fruits, our vegetables, our meat. Everything comes on truck, or pretty much everything. So, like I said, I know a bunch of people way back in the early 80s. They had a lot of Mercedes. They had the diesel Mercedes. And the people in San Diego would go down to Mexico, cross the border, fill up their tanks, and come back That's how much more reasonable it was there, and it made sense to drive the extra whatever they were driving. Me, I would have just paid the extra. I wouldn't want to be bothered, but yeah, they charge way too much money. Won't be Amtrakking on Amtrak in 22. No, I did take. What was the longest one? I did take one time. What did I do? I drove. I drove my car down and left it at my mom's house outside of L.A. Then when I flew back to Frisco and had somebody drive me home. It's about 4 hours, 3.5 hours from my house. And then when I wanted to get the car, I actually took the Amtrak. It was a bus. It was the Amtrak from where I lived in Central California all the way to the what we called the grade, going up maybe, I'm going to guess, 75 miles from the San Fernando Valley. And you got off the train and on a bus, and they took you over to the valley, and then I had my mom pick me up. But I did that once or twice. Can't remember. It wasn't a bad deal, kick back. They had decent food. I didn't mind it at all. Let's see, what is this one to you too, Brock's? This is experience when I had Valencia's 40-ish years ago. Wow. 40 years.
It used to be terribly expensive to fly across Australia. We didn't have cut price airfares. There were two companies, TAA and Ansett, that flew across Australia. So it was very expensive.
That's what Gary's saying. Yes, flying was more expensive then for sure. Now it's the reverse, I think. Yeah.
Yep. Flying now is cheaper when you can fly across Australia for a couple of $100. That makes it cheaper, and the time involved, 8 hours. It's a big difference to a couple of $1,000 in 3 days.
Yeah, well, yeah, that would make a difference. Well, and when they said anything about when they're going to have the planes up or in your area to fly, or no?
Not yet. Probably around July, I think it'll start to work. It's not as if you can suddenly turn on aeroplanes and get them to come down here. They've got to be brought online.
I imagine the more interest they have in people trying to find out about airfare,
that's it.
Wanting to travel, they'll do it. Question Bodo said, no one took a blimp here. No, never did that. I can't keep track of them. I don't know. I think it would be interesting. The kids really the oldest wants to go to Chiang Mai because, like I said, one of her best friends lives there. But I wanted to try the train, so we might do that depending on what the situation's like, maybe in August or something. I do want to try to I got to get back to the United States, but I'm not going to go until I'm sure that I've got 100% no problems there and back. So I'm guessing maybe July maybe. And I looked, and like I said the other day, there were flights about under $800. So I thought that was on Philippine Air. And I thought that was quite reasonable for right now, because most of them that I'd been checking were close to 900 and above.
For you back.
Yeah, that's the one. Some people have done. I think even Kevin 30 and a Wake Up did a video when he came when he moved back from Chiang Mai to Bangkok or to Pattaya or Chantiam, wherever he is. He took that train and it looked quite comfortable. Second class is almost as good as first. I'm definitely gonna check it out, man. Hold on, excuse me.
Tom Yum Guy, I think you'll find Chuck is around about Chonburi at the moment. I do believe he's going to go and visit Thai nomads in the next day or so.
I think you're right. Hey, Grinch, how are you? Hope you are well. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're all healed up. What's this one? Wonder if Willie Nelson is still in the biodiesel, but he might be. I saw something on, what was it, Jim? Who's the one that's alive? Jim Belushi? John Belushi was one. John Belushi alive and Jim died, right? Overdose or whatever. Or something. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, I saw a thing where he's living on a giant pot farm, or indoor giant, though. I mean, state of the art it looked like. I didn't look at the whole article. I'll have to go back and check it out. Let's see. Versus Dave, when you get stateside, I'd like to meet up. Yeah, you bet. Because when I come in, my mom lives in Reseda, obviously. And so, yeah, definitely. I will definitely let you know and keep you advised. I'd love to. That would be awesome. On the way.
Bodo's asked if I'd come across the longtail riverboats. Yes, I have. We occasionally take one for a ride up near the in the canal near my place. They're good fun.
I've never been on one.
Where?
Let's see what his tip saying. Long time ago, Koh Samui, 3 months and around the south of Thailand, 5 months altogether, but not Chiang Mai. I'm imagining somebody was asking you if you traveled around trip. Tip. I can't get that right. But that sounds like a pretty good trip. Let's see. Guy passed my house one day with a Nissan. Stopped and checked his truck, walked over, and it was full of jugs of cooking oil. He had a deal with the restaurants. Yeah, there's a lot of people doing that.
If you live
where are you located at? Are you here in Thailand, Tom Yum? You don't have to answer. When I ask these questions, everybody knows you don't have to answer me if you don't want to. Made cheap biodiesel. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that on YouTube too, on how to make the biodiesel. And it wouldn't be a bad deal.
If you got an engine that's nice and warm, you can run it on the straight veggie oil. Just make sure it's got no lumpy bits in it. But if you get cold, and then it forms waxy clumps and can block up your fuel system.
Let's see.
Biodiesel takes the wax out of the oils.
Yeah, I'll definitely come and see you too, Bobby, if I get there before you get here. That's a given. You're not far at all. Well, maybe all three of us will meet up somewhere. That would be even better. Trip like the full moon party. I looked at a lot of those. It's a little. I think I outgrew those. I think I may be a little too old. First of all, I go to bed at 9 o'clock, so that puts me out of most of the partying. Yeah, I don't know. Loud. Even when I had the bar in Simi Valley, we had they wanted and it was country western music. It was rock and roll when we first opened it, but the country western, and they just played loud as hell. You couldn't talk, and I like sitting next to somebody that I want to talk with or I haven't seen in a while or whatever. Can't hear a damn thing I'm saying. I mean, a couple of times I'm going, guys, take a 15-minute break. Something they didn't like that. They got pissed off at me quite often.
Bob Max in the house.
Hey Bob, how you doing, Robert?
Good to see you up and about. I hope you're feeling better today.
Never get to it. Maybe, I don't know. It's like I, been there, done that loud music, the boom, boom, boom music, and it's I don't know. Would it be nice to probably see one time again, or experience maybe one time? But I don't drink. I don't get intoxicated, so it's like everybody around me would be an annoyance to me if they were totally messed up. Not that I mind somebody being intoxicated, but when they cross over that where they're annoying, mainly I'll just be real polite and kind of go my own way and leave. Andy's thinking about what? Thinking about going to Hawaii later in the year. Expensive? Can be. Can be, from what my understanding. My niece lived there. We went to Maui, but I shouldn't say that. The only thing that I really experienced at firsthand, Andy, was only as a tourist. Maui we went to 4 or 5 times, Kauai once, Oahu once, but mainly as a tourist. And it's kind of hard to say anything like that when you're not experienced. Like I can honestly say and give my opinion on what I think about Thailand because I figure I've been here through almost 3.5 years. I've got a good idea of what's going on. When you go someplace for 7 to 10 days, it's hard to do. But from what I remember buying the stuff, it was on the expensive side. We were staying in a 5-star hotel too. That didn't help.
Misdemeanor's got a nice question.
Where's that?
Does anybody live aboard a houseboat? Does Thailand have houseboats to rent? Yes, they do.
Yeah,
There
they
are
do.
houseboat villages, and yes, you can rent a houseboat. They'll tow it out into the middle of a lake for you if you
Yeah.
want, and you can stay there for a week. They'll come and
Yeah,
supply you with.
if you go back and look at one of my videos, it isn't the exact same thing as the one that Brock is talking about, but it's very similar. I took the family and the whole shoreline of the lake was a floating pontoon platform. Had a roof over it, a slide on it. You could bring your own ice chest. They had restaurants across the road that would bring you food. It was a great day.
Yeah.
They had the banana boat. The kids went on actually my 75-year-old father-in-law and 65-year-old mother-in-law went on the banana boat. And they had a good time. But the one that Brock I want to go on, they actually have them here in Surin or close to Surin, and they do that. They'll pull you out there. You'll have everything, all your ice chests, your beer if you want, your food, even a barbecue, whatever, and you just spend the whole day out there. It's nice. It's cool. Now,
I
go ahead.
spent 2 days on a houseboat towed up a lake in Kanchanaburi. We went from a tiny little village on the site in the middle of nowhere, towed up through the lake to a place called the Stainless Steel Temple, where we overnighted. And this stainless steel temple, the only way you can get there is by a boat. No road. It was fun and lots of beer on board
Sounds
and
nice.
fish,
What is the,
and it was good.
let's see what Bodo, if I can understand what Bodo's saying. Should just consider buying out the speaker trucks they're selling off on Facebook Thailand as a hobby. Drive them. Yeah, what? Not too much here in Surin. They occasionally during the the elections. There was a lot more, but when I was in Kamala, they were every day, and I have no idea what they were saying. And then, of course, they had a lot of Muslim influence there, and they played the Muslim music at 5 o'clock in the morning and all day long, on and off. But they did have the speaker trucks going around. They were quite annoying, actually.
The 5 o'clock stuff is calling the faithful to prayer. I
Yeah.
live down
And
the
what
road
I
from
did
a
was
mosque in Malaysia.
I asked him. I said, "Is it feasible that I could get somebody that's not Muslim to climb up that pole over there and snip those wires going to that big giant speaker?" And they said no, they wouldn't do that. I said, "Sure,
No, they wouldn't
1,000
do
baht,
that.
1,000 baht." No, they wouldn't do it. And that was all right. I mean, I get up at 5 o'clock anyway, so it really wasn't that big of a deal to me. But although I did moan about it and complain, but.
I
Let's see.
complained about the speaker outside the house, the auntie's house in Thailand, because it'd wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning while I was trying to sleep. So the uncle climbed up the post and cut the wires.
Yeah, I would imagine it looked like it would have been easy to do. Two-part question. Besides you and the wife, does anybody else drive? The trip next week, there's 6 of you going up. Can you often? There's 7 of us going up. And there's a niece that is now living in the apartment that we have in Bangkok, where the kids go when they're going to school. And she was living with some other people that wasn't working out, so we told her, come on over and you can stay for free with the kids there. So they're there. So she's going to come with us. They'll be here tonight, 8 o'clock tonight. And My father-in-law drives, which I just cannot handle. He's one of those people that give it gas, and then let off on the gas.
Yep. They say that saves fuel.
Can't do it. Yeah.
That saves fuel, they say.
Well, maybe I should tell him, please use all the fuel you want. Drives me insane. My wife drives okay, except they all get scared if you're going over 80 kilometers an hour. So I'll probably drive the whole way. So I'll let my wife doesn't like driving in mountains. Like I said, they won't. The last time we were in Gochang, I was in the truck, the diesel truck, 5-speed. The kids and my wife were slow down, slow down, slow down, and against my better judgment, I slowed down, and the damn thing on one of the turns there in Gochang is just a hairpin steep deal, and I wasn't going fast enough, and I just about burned that clutch out, keeping that thing from rolling backwards and around. And I told them, from now on, you guys be quiet, be scared for the 20 minutes, and we'll get to where we're going. So now they don't want to go to Macro. When we get there, I'm going to end up going by myself. They're going to go to Macro on the 1st. We'll leave the 2nd at 4 in the morning, and they'll get some stuff from Macro, and then I'll go when I get there because I want to get some Aussie steaks, I hope, in there. I might take some from the Macro here just in case they don't have them in Gochang, because I don't know if they're going to keep, if they don't have a bunch of business there, although Chuck and them were just there and it looked like there was quite a few people. I definitely want to have a steak at least 4 nights out of the 7 or 8 nights we're spending there. I don't even know, 7 nights, I think. Let's see. Yeah. Did I miss anything?
One of the first times I drove from the village, we're going into Bangkok to see some family, and the uncle whose car we were going in said, well, I'm not driving to Bangkok because I have bad luck every time I go there. The police stop him and fine him for something. So I can drive. And
my wife doesn't have a license.
Wow. Yeah. But they just take a look at the white guy driving the car and go, yeah, we can't speak to you. Go away. But
like I said, I've been here.
Smooth drive.
Yeah, three and a half years. I've probably been through 100 or 200 police checkpoints in the scooter, and have never been waved over. They just let me go, and I don't know if I look like Santa Claus and they don't want any bad karma or what the deal is, but they don't bother me. In the car, they've slowed us down when they're checking just for driver's license, or they're checking for your registration tag in the window and stuff. I've been stopped a couple times for that, but on the scooter, never. Almost 3.5 years. Black Moon. What is it?
I've been stopped, and the occasional policeman who can speak English usually asks, "Where are you from?" "Enjoy Thailand," and that's it. That's the conversation.
The people crack up whenever they ask me. They ask me all the time, whether we're in a restaurant, my wife talking to the waitress or the owner or whatever, and they look right at me and go, "Where are you from?" And I say Surin, and they just laugh.
Yeah.
No, where are you from? And I said from California. That they get a kick out of that when I say Surin. A lot of them want to know too, Brock, or at least in my mind, I think they want to know if I've got COVID and I've come from Bangkok. You know, did you just get here in Surin? How long you been here? When I go to the hospital, they used to, when it was really going hot and heavy, like my wife would usually drop me off and go park the truck. Now we take the scooter. But they would really start hammering me until she came up. And then she'd say, "No, we live here. We live here in Surin. We haven't been anywhere." "Oh, okay." And they'll let me go. Yeah. Then I don't blame them, I guess. Santa. Yeah, no shit, right, Chris? I really like my Santa. I got that from Joe. I love that Santa. I wish I could make it bigger. I got to make it bigger because, where is it? Where is Santa? Here it is. Is that it? Oh, that one's big. Of course, you can't see it too much. Where's this one's the one that just, there it is. Would love to have a cigar. But anyway, let me get back to the comments. Let's see, misdemeanor, did you miss No. I watched that this morning too. Chuck's video. I pretty much watch him. He seems like he damn near puts out one a day, um, if not 6 a week. But I enjoy watching Chuck's videos.
Yeah, I saw Chuck's video that the one yesterday, or the one that released today. He hasn't got to the Riverside camp yet, and he did the impromptu live stream from next to the river.
Uh,
That went for 2 hours.
yeah, I did see some of that. Now the one that he put out this morning, he mentioned me because that's where I actually met him for the first time. Him and Paige
Yeah,
at that hotel.
yeah.
And we kind of
So
hit
he
it
said,
off
yeah,
from the very beginning. He's a great guy, and she's a great lady too. She's I've never seen anybody that happy, except for maybe my wife. She always is smiling, always having a good time. I'm sure, everybody has a spell, but
yeah,
I've never seen it. Just good people. Like I've said before, everybody that I've met in person and on this show or this channel from Thailand, great people. Tom, Mark, Mitch, James, everybody. So uh, let's see. Got him caught up again. Nice background. Robert likes your background. Yes, he did.
yeah. I thought you'd like that, Bob Mac.
Yes, he did. Did beautiful. I still prefer the blue waters. Could you swim in that river? A lot of those rivers are moving pretty fast, but
It's
I
very
know they
fast.
do. Yeah,
It's fresh water.
I don't know. That's
It's
like I
good.
said,
It's good.
man.
It's good water.
I wish the only thing that's not checked off on my list of coming to Thailand, I didn't have much of a expectations anyway, but now I do, is living by the water or ocean. I prefer the ocean, although where Chuck is in Tapanone's kind of nice. They have that big river, kind of makes a little bit of deal. But we have lakes and stuff here close to Surin. But by the ocean, when I was in Kamal, I was in heaven. I'm hoping that I can afford to buy that condo in Rayong and visit there once a month for 4 or 5 days. I don't like to be away from my wife longer than that. It's going to be hard if I have to go back to the U.S. by myself. I really do miss her when I'm gone. I think I convinced Louis to come with me to Phuket next year. I told her it's like Bali. I really like Phuket. I mean, I was there for over 7 months, and I was going to 2 hotels a month, and I still had plenty of places to go and see. I mean, if you wanted to see it quickly, I imagine you probably could. And I was alone then too, so it was kind of boring going to a 4-star or 5-star hotel by yourself and sitting down on the beach. Although I did a little bit of snorkeling and stuff like that, but it's much more fun if you have a companion. That's why I'm kind of glad and happy for Mitch that he found a gal he's getting along with. That's awesome. Makes a big difference. I don't know.
Yeah.
No time to go to my sister-in-law was at the lake by Surin yesterday and sent us some pictures. It looks like the one you did the video on. It probably is, Bobby. There's one good one. In fact, I got to get out of the house today. Maybe I will. Maybe I will go down there. I haven't been there in a while. I was thinking about taking the drone, even though I don't have the right paperwork, and doing a little drone stuff. Mainly because I just like to fly. Let's see what Miss Meter says. E.T., I don't think I was able to see it at the end. Have to rewatch it. Imagine you're talking about Chuck's video. Got to run. Okay, Chris. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, Chris.
I'll talk to you soon. I hope. I'm curious on you giving me an update, or maybe on the next live stream, if you're not already here. I do want to kind of schedule something for coming to Bangkok and meeting up with everybody. Everybody being Dana, Mike's, and you and associated women. But everybody, I guess. So I'll be in touch. Just do it. I guess how long we've been? We got an hour and a half already. Time, it does fly
Yeah.
when you're having fun on here. Still got over 30 people. Thanks for coming in and watching, everybody. Appreciate it. Dave, any nice waterfalls? Not too much, Bodo. Not by here. There, I've been to when we go to Kochang, I'll probably go to a couple of the ones there. The kids would probably want to go. The last time I was there, I did some drone footage of the waterfalls, and the damn thing didn't record. So, and I had some awesome shots. So I'll probably do that again, and we'll definitely go see at least one or two of them. And it was hard too, because when we went one of the last time, it was all the parks were pretty much closed down because of the virus. Andy's leaving. All right, Andy, have a good one. Dip Media, everybody, don't forget to thank you very much, Dip Media. La 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 la. Bye, everybody, say bye to Andy. So anyway, that's what maybe I'll do. And I don't hear any, which has really got me semi depressed. It's what time is it? Yeah, it's 9 o'clock. He usually doesn't get here till 9. I have a hard time judging the time because I changed to 7:30 from 8:30. So 8:30 when I'm on for it's usually he's already here. But hopefully he'll be here. Going to watch some new shows on my not so legal streaming service. All right, gentlemen, take it easy. And I think maybe I will. Unless anybody's got some more questions, maybe I'll. It's been an hour and a half.
Yeah, probably should do something.
I know. I think I'm going to actually go out. It's been pretty hot here. I'm really. It's definitely the rainy season. It poured down this morning, and the temperatures. We went out when we dropped off the truck. I rode the Forza, even though the brakes are still messed up on it from the dogs eating the ABS system, thinking it was a snake or chasing a snake. But it was hot. It was hot. So if I'm going to do it, I probably should do it now. Let's see. If you're in the land of smiles and depressed, how do you think? Yeah, it. When I first came here, I was severely depressed, and the way that everything worked out, I mean, it was my godsend. I mean, coming here and meeting my wife and meeting all the friends that I have made made a big change in my life. I'm a happy man, and most of the people around me are, or they all are. I shouldn't say most of. My wife and the kids, they're always smiling, happy, and it's kind of a different experience for me here in Thailand. Even though we did have a bunch of laughter and stuff, they still have it with the 18-year-old and the 16-year-old and mom and dad, the in-laws and my wife. It's just a up place, They're always laughing, and even though I can't understand, my wife has to explain it to me. It's worth it. I love the laughter. All right, Bobby, I think I'm going to go too. Everybody have a good day. Tip, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. It's good, always good to see you. So I will. Let's see what Gary's saying. Let's see what Gary said. It's been a very interesting stream. I may come next time and explain what it's like. Yeah, I'd love that. Definitely. Let me know if you want to come on last night. I'll post the link for you, Gary. By all means, I'd love to know. All right, guys, take care, and let me get to the right outro here. And again, if Richard's watching, hi Richard, hi Richard's mom.
Oh yeah,
I hope everything's good.
I got a message from Richard yesterday. He's been very, very, very busy at work, and hasn't had much time for YouTube. But he's okay.
Good to hear. So, hi to you guys. Thanks again for both those intros and outros, and hopefully you don't give us a copyright strike for our backgrounds. Occasionally, I know you won't, and I appreciate everything. So, I will catch y'all on the next one. Have a great day.